Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
The trainer had brung up the sparring. How dominant were you in
The sparring was like he's not on my level. Like he was not on my level. He was strong. He was strong. You tell he was strong and with natural ability, quick reaction. But like as far as like boxing skill, like it was not. I didn't get out the ring. It was like it wasn't a puzzle to me. It was nothing to find out. I mean, you could tell like he's one of them guys in the gym that's like, Atlanta, Georgia is not a really big boxing city. Brian Norman's not a guy I really heard about in the amateurs. You could tell he's a dedicated guy to his craft with the good natural abilities. But when it comes to like the pedigree that I got with, being in the Olympics, being around guys like Shakur since a young kid, fighting guys like Boots and Gary, and it was just a whole different level. Like you could tell he's just not on that level. I mean, you see it in the previous fights, and you're gonna see it in November. Like I'm not. Obviously, people know I got a lot to say about Devin Haney. Right. You feel me? But I really don't think Brian Norman is on that level. And just because his daddy talking shit, I really gotta tell the truth. Now you can't beat Devin Haney. At first, I was cool with Brian Norman, the junior. I was like, yo, I think you can beat Devin. Now since your dad talking, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, you can't beat Devin Haney. So he gonna have to shut me up, and I'm betting on you, Devin. So you gotta beat this nigga.
Hey man, big boss hog, boss dog can't poke through the dough. Here to talk this box for my soliloquy, maybe tough times don't last. Good people do the knife yourself, cut them in the fight like maybe you met a peak game, ready for us on what's playing. Alright, so you heard the audio. Richardson Hitchins said Brian Norman is easy work. He's picking Devin Haney to beat Brian Norman. The reason why he's saying that is based off sparring, right? Richardson Hitchins has sparred Brian Norman before. And, he's like, man, the dude's strong, but, he ain't got nothing that he feel like will be able to, as far as skill-wise, that will be able to beat Devin, right? It's a very interesting take, because Richardson Hitchins really want that fight with Devin Haney, right? He really does. I think Devin Haney reposted the video, too. It was on Twitter, aka X. And, look, here's my response to that. Sparring is sparring, okay? Everything is different when you got that headgear on and you got the 16-ounce gloves on, right? It's just different, okay? But when you ain't got no headgear on and you got 10-ounce or 8-ounce gloves on, it's different, and I just feel like, man, it's a tough fight for Brian Norman and Devin Haney. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a dangerous fight for Brian Norman, but it's a tough fight for both, right? Because Brian Norman, right, is trying to prove that, hey, I'm on this level, right? This is my time. Devin Haney trying to show I'm still that guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's dangerous because Devin don't, the stigma about Devin. He don't got a chin, right? And, Brian Norman, they just basically trying to paint that angle that he's a one-trick pony. And that's kind of what Richardson Hitchins is saying. You know what I mean? Look, I think that this what makes this matchup so intriguing because of that, But at the end of the day, like I tell y'all, a lot of people try to go off sparring and say, hey, he did this to him in sparring, so what you think he gonna do in a real fight? Look, and it's different in a real fight as far as smaller gloves, no headgear, right? That's just what it is. Devin may be more skillful, but styles make fights, right? That's just what it is. And I'm only telling you that because I've had experience in that, bro. I've been in the ring with people better than me, and I've got the best of them. You know what I mean? It's just how your style may be a kryptonite to their style. You feel me? So, or you may have a good fight plan, right? Or hey, this dude may be more skillful, but he not mentally tough like that, right? So you catch him with a hard shot, he's shut down. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're very interested to see, you know, how Devin gonna deal with that power. You know what I'm saying? Devin looks strong though. He's going up to 147. He looking strong. You know, we'll see if his power translate up. You know, because he ain't got to drain himself. Right? He's saying, hey, I ain't had to drain myself down as much, so I should be more powerful. You know, we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. You know, but like I told you, that's what makes this matchup interesting. But I'm not just gonna bank on the sparring and say, oh yeah, that's why Devin Haney gonna win. You know, I think that, you know, Devin Haney can win if he can handle that power. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. If he can handle that power, he'll win. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If he can handle that power, he'll win. But if he can't, it's gonna be a long night for for Devin Haney, excuse me. You know what I mean? It's all depending on if Devin Haney can handle that power. You know, if Devin Haney can't handle it, I'm sorry, bro. He's going to the ground. All right? That's what it boils down to. So, I think that Devin Haney, back against the wall, he feel like he got something he need to prove. He hit the naysayers. That's why I say it's a very interesting matchup. I'm very excited for this fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very excited. We shall see how this fight goes and how it plays out. But y'all let me know. Y'all agree with Richardson Hitchins? Y'all believe Devin Haney is gonna box circles around Brian Norman? Let's go.